What's up, everybody? It's Antoinette Irizarry-Graves, and welcome back to our Debt Freedom Journey series, where we are eliminating financial debt and any other debt that hinder us from doing what God has called us to do. I am so proud of my husband and I, because since we have started doing these videos, since September 29, 2017, we have eliminated over $14,000 of debt. We have killed $5,000 debt of credit card. We have killed one of my student loans that was $7,000 from Michigan. And then we also killed one of his car lease loans for about $3,000. So I'm so freaking proud of us, man. It feels so good. It's so possible to get out of debt, and this is the purpose of why we do these videos, to encourage you all, because it's encouraging us to keep going. And throughout the journey, I have done various topics when it comes to finances, from financial grief, mourning, and loss. What do you do when you have a pay cut? What do you do in homelessness? What do you do when something tragic happens in your family and now you have to pay the cost for it? What do you do when you make a financial mistake and you feel shameful about it? That's what I talk about in financial shame, regret, and guilt. I also even talk about opportunity costs, whether should we get out of debt or should we live our life? I talk about that as well, so definitely check out my YouTube channel at Tony Hemby, where I give various topics, and I'll be releasing even more videos during year 2 of our eliminating financial debt. All right, another thing that I want to share is don't wait till you are married to get out of debt. Let me explain. When you're marrying someone, you are merging 2 different mindsets, 2 different cultures, 2 different beliefs, 2 different habits, and you're trying to get on track to be on one accord, to be on the same page. And it's a misconception that, oh, when I get married, I have a better quality of life. Or when I get married, I'll get tax breaks and I'll have 2 incomes. That is not always the case, because one of you may be in business. So that means that you got to consider business finances, and then you got to consider personal finances. Or one of you all may not be working. I remember when we was engaged, my husband stopped working in May 2017. He graduated with his master's in June 2017. And so I held down the fort for about 2.5 months until he moved to Arkansas in July. Then I stopped working in July, went back home, got married, moved to Arkansas with him in September, and then I didn't start seeing a paycheck until November 2017. So that was 4 months that I didn't have any work, and he held down the fort. So you may go through different seasonal changes where somebody's working, somebody's not, or you're working, they're not, or they're doing side hustles, or they're doing seasonal jobs. So it's not always the case that you're gonna have 2 incomes. Now I will say, definitely being married, you do have someone that you're accountable for, you can encourage, that you can share your dreams and your hopes and what you would do with that money once you get out of debt. That is definitely helpful. However, I would not base my hope and belief in marriage will make things easier, make things better to get out of debt, because it's not always the case. I'll even share, when we first started these videos, my husband was like, oh, that's nice. I understand we about $100,000 in debt, but I don't really want to make any sacrifices. I don't really want to make any changes. So he wasn't as excited or gazelle focused as I was. So you may be the one spouse that is ready and excited and ready to go, and then you have the other spouse that's like, no, or they're having a hard time being convinced that yes, you should get out of debt. It wasn't until 5 months later into our debt freedom journey that my husband was excited, because he saw that his JC Penney credit card was under $1,000. Then he got excited, but I was already excited. So definitely keep that in mind. It's a little harder to get out of debt, trying to get on the same chord, because there's a lot of friction, it's a lot of compromises and sacrifices that you gotta make. So my husband definitely got on board, but he had to sacrifice that Chick-fil-A and that Popeyes money, which he didn't want to do in the beginning. So definitely get out of debt now, and you can. Don't wait till perfect conditions to get out of debt. This is my first year in 2018 that I have a salary position 3 years removed from college. So I was getting out of debt while I was single. I was getting out of debt when I had $10 an hour of hourly wages. I was getting out of debt when I only worked once a week. I had inconsistent checks. but I still tithed in offerings, and I still gave unto the Lord. I still gave to people, and I still got a debt. So don't wait till perfect conditions. Start now, and you can do it. So now that we out of credit card debt, we're moving on to our car loan debt, and I will show you how we are doing that in just a moment. My husband and I, we have 2 cars, and we just bought my first car. Oh my gosh, I love my baby. And I made the difficult decision to either pay for my car right out in cash and not have warranty, not have gap insurance, and then I have to come up with the money for the maintenance work. Or do I go in the home because I got gap insurance, I got warranty, and it's low miles, and it's a great value of a used car. So I honestly made the best decision to go in debt for my car. And it was a great value, and definitely getting multiple opinions about it. It was a great value, so I couldn't pass it up, and we bought it in its perfect timing. So I'm all in $14,000 for my car. We took that amount, divided it by how soon do we want to get out of debt for that car. Let's just say 12 months. So 14,000 divided by 12, it's about $1,200. So we took that amount and subtract the minimum balance payment, which is about $250. So that's about $980 something that we have to come up with for the principal amount. And this is how we are tracking it every month. So my husband had a great idea to do coloring sheets where we mark off where's our progress for our all-in of our car loans. So for me, I did my all-in of $14,000, and then my principal only is only $12,000. And on the side here, we do increments of $500, and we mark off at the end of the month how much did we take off on interest, because unfortunately my car auto loan service provider, they do not take account that I paid that amount of money. They only put in the principal amount, so it gives us a false idea of how much we really are in debt for our car. So we just take measurement on our own. Thus far, since August, we have killed over $1,700 in our principal amount, and we have killed about $243 of interest. How are we doing that? Our method is to make 2 payments per month. We do a minimum balance payment in the beginning of the month before the due date, and then at the end of the month, we do a principal only payment so we can stay on track of getting out of our car loan debt by the target date that we have set aside. So for example, let's say my minimum balance payment is due September 7th. Okay, we made a payment on September 2nd. That's the minimum balance. Then at the end of the month, September 27th, I'll just say, we did a principal only payment so that we can stay on track to get out of debt at the date that we have in mind. Now, how are we coming up with this money? For me, I have unlimited overtime at my job. I love that. Unfortunately, my husband does not. So I work Saturdays, evenings, late evenings. I do what I got to do to bring in extra money. I also do online surveys to get paid. I also do online surveys for a particular airline company so I can save money on flights. Listen, it's so expensive to travel out of Little Rock. If I can save $100 something on one of our flights, I'm winning. So we still love to travel while getting out of debt. So why not get one of our flights for free? So that's what I do. And then we save on groceries. My husband and I, we shop on the weekends because there's a particular grocery store that promotes that if you shop on weekends, you get double points for gas. So my husband and I, we shop on the weekends, and we use our card, and we get like maybe 20, 30, 40 cents off the gallon at a gas pump. So my husband may pay like $1.90 per gallon for gas. So I find ways to make money, and I find ways to save money so that we can come up with the principal only payment, and we can come up with the minimum balance payment as well. So I will be back in a couple of months around December to give you all an update to see how we are on this journey of eliminating our car loan debt for me, and then we'll be moving forward to eliminate his car loan debt. And also too, in between that time, I'm going to be releasing a couple videos. One of them is preparing for financial seasonal changes. Y'all, if you see behind me, I write down anything big coming our way that is going to put a dent, or we gotta make a huge financial decision. And one of those decisions that we had to do is in the summertime, I discerned that God was telling us don't travel in the wintertime. And I was like, okay, God, I'll just start saving up money because I got all these things going on that we need to make a big financial purchase. So I'm going to release those videos, and I will show you all practically, and I will even show you all how to listen to God during your seasons. But do listen to your seasons. Your seasons are telling you what to do with your money. So I will be sharing those videos with you, and also how to prepare for financial storms. There is practical things that you can do if a major storm comes your way, and now you don't have any credit cards, you don't have any money, you can't get to a bank, like you don't have anything. And it surely breaks my heart, especially in the times of like a hurricane or a tropical storm where you lose everything. But there is a way to prepare for that. So I've been releasing those videos and those topics on my YouTube channel. But I thank you so much for listening. Thank you all to be on a journey with us. Thank you for encouraging us. Thank you for uplifting us. Every tear, every penny, every sacrifice that we make is so worth it, and I can't wait to be done with my car loan, his car loan, and then tackling our student loan. So I will be back in a couple months to give you all an update on how we doing on our car loan. Guys, it's gonna be amazing. All right, take care. Bye.